Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon. I do not own the rights to this music. That's some African jazz soul poetry that I do not own the rights to. How you doing, my brother Jamie Jordan? Welcome to the Black Address for 2021. Greetings, everyone. Like, tag, and share. Y'all vibing with that music. African jazz soul. Welcome. Come on in. Yeah. Hey everyone, come on in. I see you, Chevelle. How you doing, Queen? Sister Claudette Johnson, Roger Woodson, Angela Banks. Welcome to the Black Address for 2021. Welcome. Be sure to drink your water. Go ahead and like, tag, and share one more time. Give you a moment to hop on before we get to this Black Address for 2021. Let me know if the music is too loud or if I need to turn it down also. I don't want to be jamming and then you not understand the message of the Black Address that I'm trying to deliver to you. Welcome. Y'all ready for the shift? Welcome to the Black Address for 2021. As you know, this is has been set aside for Black History Month. How you doing, my cousin Steve Smith? As you know, this has been set aside as Black History Month, which is a total slap in the face. That the shortest month was set aside for Black History Month. And so I would admire you and admonish you to educate, inspire, uplift, and support Black history every day, you know. Especially those of you who are Black, who are African American. You should be prescribing, putting forth, promoting Black history every day with your life. What's up, cuz? Come on in. Welcome. This is the Black Address for 2021. And so I was pondering and I was writing earlier, and I said, well, for Black History Month, what would be a good black address to deal with. And I wrote a couple of things. I didn't find this. I didn't research this. I wrote this because I'm a writer myself. So I jotted some things down, and I might not speak about all of them in a particular order, but this is some of the things that I want to cover in this black address for 2021. So I want to welcome you to Black History Month, and I want you to make sure that you do like James Brown said, I'm black and I'm proud. You need to be black proudly of your skin, your heritage, your lineage from which you came, because you are the original kings and queens. They didn't teach you that in history class. They didn't teach you that in school. They didn't teach you that in science. They didn't teach you that for Black History Month. So these are some of the things that I want to talk about in the black address. Black people in the Bible. Black people in government and politics. Relationships and marriage. Business, entrepreneurship. Church and ministry. And then lastly, role models, mentors, and coaches. And so, like I said, I may not deal with every title of every topic in the same fashion or the same length. Some need more attention than others. It actually could be a series. But these are some things to start that needs to be addressed. And when I say address, needs to be made aware, needs to have attention brought to them, need to be some edifying education, need to be some revamping, and also need change. Because nothing takes place without change, and change takes place in the mind first before it takes place anywhere else. Welcome all of you again to the Black Address. And so one of the first topics that I want to touch on briefly is black people in the Bible. Because for some odd reason, many black Christians, many black believers in churches don't know that Jesus was not white. It's very sad. It's very sad to walk in a church, especially a church that has a black leader, an African American leader, and have a white Jesus over their pulpit or in their office, Sad. Pure ignorance. So unindoctrinated, totally against what the Bible teach. I'm not going to go in depth into that subject, but I'll touch one subject about black people in the Bible in particular, and that is from creation in Genesis, where we have Adam and Eve, the first earthly parents. And for some odd reason, the white evangelicals and some black evangelicals also won't teach the doctrine that Adam and Eve was black. I don't know what Bible they could be reading from, or what translation of Bible that they are reading from and preaching and teaching from, but it's clearly seen from Genesis with Adam and Eve that God talks about 4 rivers that goes out eastward Africa. So you mean to tell me God planted a man in the Garden of Eden from the ground that he took him from, which is East Africa. I'm killing their theology. Their education definitely can't amount up to that. And there's no science that can override that fact that the creation of Adam and Eve is in Eastward Africa, in the garden that God placed them in. So why wouldn't you be black and proud? Sand is not black, if you want to go there. Clay is not black, if you would like to insert that for an argument. No opinions, no arguments can clearly see that in Genesis, Adam and Eve are black. So that means the creation of God begins with black people. And what you need to learn in this black address is that the reason why you are the most feared, the most hated people, because other people of other cultures and ethnicities, they understand that you are the original chosen. You are the original kings and queens. And if you just happen to get educated about that, you just happen to get conscious about that or woke about that, then maybe some things will start changing in your life. They don't want you to understand the blacks in the Bible. And there are several more in the Bible, but that's just one that I want to touch on. And then, of course, the identity of Jesus Christ, the Messiah, our Lord and Savior, when they give the distinct identity of his measures of what he looked like. Eyes of fire, hair of wool, feet like bronze. What color is bronze? His depth is not white. So people don't like when you preach sound doctrine. People don't like things that are contrary. They say, well, we don't need to touch those subjects. We don't need to deal with those doctrines. We need to let things stay as they are. We need to keep it hidden secret. Well, if God said that he gave us truth and that the truth shall set us free, then why don't we have leaders that are giving the people the unadulterated truth and prophesying to them all the lies, And so I think I'm going to finalize on this topic of black people in the Bible, and you can list some more. Several verses, several chapters to prove my statement, to prove this black address. Then I want to cover black people in government and politics. And right now, I'm so overjoyed, I'm so anxious, I'm so excited about what just took place in our nation, in our world, that now we have a new commander-in-chief and a new assistant commander-in-chief with Biden and Harrison. Very historical moment, very transcendent moment. And I'm very happy and very proud that when it came down to the get down of what was going to be decided, the way that the election was going to go for the foolery of the recount, that Georgia, Ray said, Georgia, oh Georgia, Georgia on my mind, sweet Georgia, turn that thing blue. Didn't Georgia come on out? Georgia came out swinging like a Georgia bulldog. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Georgia. And so we need to acknowledge every local every national, every international leader that's in government and politics also. And if you're a leader that has influence, that has a platform, I would advise you to go and join your city council, your chamber of commerce, so you can know what's going on in your city, know what's going on in your town, know what's going on in your state, and make sure that you register to vote and that you lead others to register to vote and help them understand their rights for that also. And any other policy that has to do with politics and those things of our government. And so that's the topic of black people in government and politics, and you can add more to it because I have a long more list of other things to cover also. And I just want to say on that subject also, I'm very proud and excited and ecstatic also to have great governmental and political leaders that's risen from the same city, same state that I've come from and was born in, Orangeburg, South Carolina. I'm so happy and proud to be from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Didn't we turn out? Didn't we turn up, like the kids say? Didn't we step? Jim Clyburn. I see you, Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn, he don't cut no corners. And then they try to cheat. One of my personal favorites, Brother Jamie Harrison, a brother I know personally, that I actually grew up with. And now he has a position in the administration to definitely make change and difference for what he's been fighting for most of his life. One time for you, Orangeburg, South Carolina. So those that's the segment for black people in government and politics. And you can add more also in all the states that turned blue, all the states that help us change hands, change guards, so that we can get healing and therapy, and that we can continue to deal with the systems of racial injustice, and attack these policies and procedures, that we can focus on getting the reparations also, and getting ourselves in better positions of power in government and politics also. And so that's my segment on black people in government and politics. What you say, sis? You say run for mayor. Okay. That'll be something to consider, running for mayor. That'll be something to consider in the near future, maybe. I'm a very multitasking man, so I don't know, but that'll be something to keep in mind, running for mayor. So I'm gonna move to the next segment on the Black Address, and it deals with relationships and marriages. And I'm quite sure the same way as I have seen the media, movies, commercials that are promoting interracial couples and marriages. That's desegregation. If you understand what that means. That means to break up the unit of the black man, the black woman, the black family. It's an economic strategy. It's a legacy strategy. This is something that's discussed behind private doors with private sectors, with people that are in government, people that are in politics, because they want to destroy what they consider their arch enemy, which is a black family, a black man, a black woman with their children operating and function as an empire. Oh yes. Be aware, be alert, be on guard, And I see lately also, it's been a lot of black people are doing other cultures now and all these things. And the foolery and the ignorance is that you don't know that God gave you the best. And one lesson that my great grandmother, Idella Yusi, who was a sharecropper from Woodbine, Georgia, taught me. She said that only a queen can speak the language of a king. Talking about a black queen. Only a black queen can speak the language of a black king. She know his hurts. She know his struggles. She know his battles with the world. She know the attacks that come upon his life day in and day out just by him being alive as a black king. And so beware. And so and it's not that we have anything against people who choose to make choices that they want to make about who they date and who they marry. But when we're talking about this black address here, we are only talking about black kings and black queens. And so that's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do. So we're going to move to the next segment, which deals with business and entrepreneurship. Now, we have in the past few years and even in this pandemic seen more black entrepreneurs and business owners and everything, which is far great. But we need far greater ones now that are more unified to move forward in the direction of building a Black Wall Street. Find out about stocks and bonds, the stock market itself. Make sure that you're positioning yourself to find out what skills or what talents that you can use that maybe can turn into a business that takes you off a job, because many have been taught the 40-40 plan, which was installed by Abraham Lincoln, in which that he didn't intend to do it because at first he wanted to send them back to Africa. They don't tell you about that, right? So that's why they're okay with you having a job. They're okay with you having a career. But when you become a threat, when you start moving into entrepreneurship, when you start moving into business, when you start obtaining concurrent income, when you start owning property, owning homes, when you start owning things in the stock market, so focus on that. And black businesses you need to support more of. We're the only culture of people that spends the least money in our own communities. And that's very sad. That's very sad. That's very sad. The bulk of our money when it comes to black people, African Americans, are only spent on Sunday morning in that 11 o'clock hour when the tithes and the offerings are given to churches, for where most people cannot go and get help that they need. Here come the boom. It's very sad. We need to address that issue of why is that the highest dollar amount of economic power that we have is in the black church and not in the same black community that church is in. And I'm going to tell you, because I'm a realist, all gas, no brakes. If you got a church, if you got a ministry that's in your neighborhood, that's in your community, that's not contributing to the community, leave that church. Yeah, I said it. Leave that church. Leave them leaders alone, because they don't understand really the will of God. They don't understand doing kingdom work as they proclaim. They don't understand building the body, you know. So get to doing that. And in one way that you can do is share somebody's business, you know. I don't care if they selling jewelry. Might not be jewelry that you even buy, you know. I don't care if it's some products, you know, even some products you might not use. It may be somebody that can use those products, you know. I just picked up a business venture about a week ago with Avon. So go to my Facebook page and buy you some Avon, you know. Buy you some Avon for me, all right? So let's do that. Let's circulate the dollar. Let's get into the economics. Let's get into the buying power, you know, so you can be in the right position to be a voice for the people, because nobody listens to anyone who doesn't have any influence, who doesn't have any power, and doesn't inspire others for change when it comes to people on a whole scale, not selfishly, you know. See, we don't need anyone that's I-itis, you know. We need people that are saying we, they, and us, okay? Welcome to the Black Address, those of you that are coming on. I'm going through these topics. You can do the replay to see the ones that we've covered. And so next on the list, I have here church and ministry. And in the church and ministry sector, we need better images for our young black men. Yeah, I said it. We need more better images. That means better leadership. I don't care what kind of title you have, but if you going Saturday night, hanging out, partying with the young folk, you can't expect them to come to your church and your ministry, right, and say you serving God, right? See, this generation that's here now is more intelligent. They don't want to hear all that hooping and hollering that don't amount to anything, and all that emotionalism. They want to be taught, and they want to know that you know the Bible. So we need to stop giving our approval to leaders who don't know the Bible, who can't rightly divide the word, who don't know the will of God. You see what I'm saying? That are actors, that are puppets in systematic racism systems, and that have been indoctrinated by the Illuminati. That's the boom. They don't want me. They don't want me to preach that. They don't want me. See, that's why they don't invite me. They never know what I might say, you know. But they know what I'm gonna say is gonna be the truth. And 9 times that's gonna be contrary to their bylaws. It's gonna be contrary to their doctrine. It's going to be contrary to their committee, their pastoral search board, to their usher board, to their mother board, their deacon board. But the only board that I'm concerned about is God. Because guess what? He said, heaven and earth will pass away before his word come back to him void. And so we need to stop co-signing on these false prophets and these false leaders that are just bamboozling the people using tithes and offerings, where people can't go and get the help that they need, you know, telling the people, well, we need you to do this application. And once we do this application, the deacon reviews the application. And if your application is approved, we'll take it to the pastor or the committee, and we'll find out what we got in the treasury and see if we can help you. You wasn't trying to see if you could have helped me when I brought my money in your church. You wasn't trying to see if you can help me when you had that Cash App up there, when you had that PayPal up there. But now that I need some help, oh, you got to have meetings to find out if you can help me? That's the foolishness I'm talking about. In the same communities where people give all their money to. And he don't even live there. And that's fine if he don't live there. But he should be making sure if he the pastor of that church or she's the pastor of the church, that community is being built up. We need churches in our communities that's building recreational centers. Playgrounds. How about a library? How about after school programs? You know what I'm saying? How about people that need to get their education again, a curriculum for those that need their GEDs or high school diplomas so they can get themselves in better employment opportunities? How about entrepreneurship? Helping a person discover that you got a gift, you got a talent that the world needs, and guess what? They will pay you for it. Come on now. This is the Black Address. So I'm coming down your road. I'm coming down your road and you ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Because I'm dropping the boom. You know, whether you like it or not. You know? And the sad fact of the matter is, it's some people that live in communities with these churches and these ministries, and they ain't never been out there and evangelized. Why is that? Never went down and knocked on anybody's door, invited them to church, never went in fellowship with them. And see, that's the problem, that's the issue. See, people are having too much church and they're not having any fellowship. See, you can have church anywhere. Because see, we are the church. We are the body of Christ. The kingdom of God dwells in us. It doesn't dwell in a building. But as God has given you an assignment as a pastor, as an overseer, as an apostle, whatever title that you take, then you need to make sure that you overseeing that community, that district that you're in also. And the sad fact of the matter is, we got too many people taking titles that they don't even understand the authority, the function, and the operation behind. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that. I know they ain't. They ain't ready for that boom. That's right. Got all those clicks in there. You only help certain ones. The ones that you're sleeping with, the ones that stay silent, the mistresses, the ones who having sex to get licensed and ordained and to be able to preach and prophesy and all this other foolery, the ones that continue to play church and play dumb. God say, are we like sheep all going astray? So if the sheep are going astray, then that means it's the shepherds that are leading them, right? The Bible says clearly, if the blind lead the blind, then they go all fall in a ditch. So why do people ignorantly and some knowingly, open-eyedly, follow these shepherds, follow these pastors, these bishops, apostles, evangelists, whatever title they want to claim, knowing that they ain't following God? My question would be to that, well, are they really saved? Do they really know Jesus? Do they know Jesus past seeing him on a fake chain? Let me address that too. That's not Jesus on your chain, all right? That's not Jesus on that chain, all right? That's the Pope gay lover, all right? Seer boards, all right? I done posted that before. You need to keep up with the updates, so you'll be enlightened, so you'll be woke. See, so See, you ain't really woke, you know what I mean, until you start stepping on people's toes and people start hating you for telling you the truth, telling them the truth. People's eyes really start coming open. People really start getting delivered from church, and from leaders that are idolaters. When God said don't make any man an idol, that he's a jealous God. They ain't ready. They didn't expect this today. They thought I just was going to do a Bible lesson, a inspirational lesson. They didn't know that God gave me the black address today that needs to be dealt with. This should be spoken about at city council meetings. This should be spoken about at churches, at campaigns, at ministries. Yeah, on your Facebook Live, on your Instagram. Anywhere that you show up, that you can have a voice, that you can make impact, that you can make change, that you can bring enlightenment to in education. And so in that category also, I said, yeah, we need better images for young black men, you know. And we not only just in the church and ministry, but in our homes. We need to see black men loving black women, taking care of their black children, you know, being that provider, being that protector. And we don't need the division of the child support system. See what I'm saying? Because that's a systematic racism thing also, to divide and conquer, which something that was given by Willie Lynch and Jim Crow. I want you to understand that, sister. I want you to understand that, black queen, that when you hurt and you go down there, then you're seeking after revenge, but you're going to get division. You're going to get separation. You're going to get food stamp. You're going to get Section 8, but you're not going to get a king. You're not going to get a man with a voice. You're not going to get a builder. You're not going to get a kingdom man. You're not going to get a man of intelligence, integrity, because you've already indoctrinated yourself in the child support system. I know they don't want to talk about that, but I will, because I know about it from personal experience, because it's a system that I'm still fighting right now, even though all my children are above 18. They wasn't ready for this black address. The last thing I want to deal with in the black address is role models, mentors, and coaches, you know. And so now I'm putting it back on you. I'm putting it back on you with the black address. Are you going to be a role model? What is your life speaking? What is your life saying? You know, is your life inspiring? Can they look at you and say you came from nothing to something? And that you still got your black card? That you didn't sell out, you didn't sell your soul? That you ain't no coon, as they say, or Uncle Tom? You know, that's on the role model section. How about mentors? Are we taking time out to witness to guide, to aid, to pour into young black men so they don't run to gangs, so they don't wind up being a Blood, a Crip, a Vice Lord, a GD, or whatever kind of gang that they done come up with, you know? We need better mentors. Y'all need to walk through some of these neighborhoods, these communities, because a lot of it is just young, hurt men that's never had any father figure or any mentor to speak into their life to help them see the greatness that lies dormant for change. If we're going to see change in our communities, if we're going to see change in our neighborhood, our nation, and our world, we need better role models, mentors, and coaches. And on the coaching side if you have taken a position as a coach, whether it be in every or any arena of sports, I want to say this to you. Don't let that little young boy believe that his only destiny is the NBA and the NFL. Come on now. How about coach him to see that, you know what? You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer. You can be a scientist. You know. You can do something artistic. You can be an entrepreneur. You can be a world changer. Come on, coach. Don't just tell them that the basketball and the football is their friend. They have statistics on people who actually make it to the NBA and the NFL, and the truth of the matter is far-fetched and few. You know? So why give a young black boy a void dream that he may not ever accomplish? How about coaching about his education? How his grades is more important than sports, and that his academics takes him further than what he do on a field, or a basketball court, or a track court, or soccer, or whatever arena or sport that it is, you know? And so, this has been the Black Address for 2021. And I pray that you have gotten something out of it, and that you just don't represent or talk about or say that you woke just in February for what they foolishly set aside for Black History Month, but that every day in your life is Black History because you're black. And so, for some people, when they listen to you, they think you always stealing from somebody. So I always give them the proof. I wrote it. See my name on the bottom? So that's the Black Address for 2021 that God has given me to give to his people. And what I would like to say to any other culture, you know, any other race, that this is not something personal, you know, this is not something racist, this is not something prejudiced, this is the Black Address. Because being a voice of the unheard, being a voice in the black movement, being a black activist, these are the kinds of things that leaders need to be dealing with. And they shouldn't be scary about it according to who approves it, who's going to support them, who's going to back them, who's going to fund them. The only person that you need is God. He'll give you the backing. He'll give you the funding. He'll tell you what to say, how to maneuver, and he'll give you the strategies, you know, if you're really listening to him. Thanks for joining the broadcast once again. Grace and peace be unto you. I'll see you out there on Facebook land. Excuse me. And on all our other platforms. Be sure to follow us, like, tag, and share. And if you would like to support, you can check my Facebook page for how to give, how to donate, for how we can continue to push forward these agendas, these movements, how we continue to illustrate and find different strategies to impart, educate, inspire, motivate for change. And if you have any other ideas that you would like to discuss, my inbox is open. My email also is on my Facebook page. My telephone number is on there also. If it's something about this seriously, then you call me. Don't call me for foolishness, because I don't entertain foolishness, because I'm not a fool. So, this has been the Black Address for 2021. See you out there in Facebook land. One love to you. I'm black and I'm proud. That's African poetry and jazz. I do not own the rights to that. The Black Address for 2021. I'll see you. God be with you. God bless you. Peace, love, power, and soul. I'm out.